Today is part 2 in a 2-part series where Kevin is giving his best Amazon seller strategy hacks, including a crazy one that brought somebody $1 million in only 5 days. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think.
Are you a 6, 7, or 8-figure seller and want to network in a private mastermind group with other experienced sellers? Or maybe you want to take advantage of monthly advanced training sessions with Kevin King, an expert guest. Do you want to come to our quarterly in-person all-day trainings at Helium 10 headquarters? Or do you want the widest access to the Helium 10 set of tools? For all of these things, the Elite program might be for you. For more information on Helium 10 Elite, go to h10.me/elite.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is a show that's a completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed, organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. And this is part 2 in a 2-part series where Kevin is opening up his strategies and hacks for us. I'm here in the Philippines, which is where I recorded this, and it was absolutely killer. So this part 2, you thought part 1 was amazing. By the way, if you didn't watch the last episode, make sure to go back to part 1. If you thought that was incredible, wait until you see some of the strategies that he gives here in part 2. Really great stuff that you guys might be able to implement. And again, this is all part of the Helium 10 Elite program. These are strategies that you Elite members already have heard before, but maybe some of the rest of you are hearing this for the first time. So let's go ahead with part 2.
Another thing everybody's wondering right now, especially with all the shipping stuff going on and all the craziness, is where the heck are my profits? How the heck do you make any money on Amazon? This is just like ridiculous now. Well, one of the ways is you need to fix your cash flow. This is something from Dolman Baton. He's come on the Helium 10 a couple times. He's an accountant in Australia, and he's also going to be in the new Freedom Ticket 4.0 doing some stuff. But Amazon businesses have become fat and inefficient is basically what he talked about when he made this presentation. And it's true. I always say the money's made in the sourcing, not in the selling. Because if you can source better and you can manage the backside, the not fun, glamorous stuff, you have more margin for when Amazon changes the way you have to ship stuff in, or when a competitor comes in and starts lowering the price and you got to lower the price to compete. If you can fix the backside, which most people suck at, you have a major competitive advantage over the front side of pricing and advertising. And so that's what he's saying here is to become fat and inefficient. You need to make your cash work faster. You got to become more efficient. Too many Amazon businesses use too much cash. They tie up too much cash. One of the biggest things is turning over your inventory. Inventory turnover is a metric that all the big retailers use. For example, Walmart, the stores, not Walmart.com, the e-commerce, but Walmart, the actual physical stores, their inventory turnover ratio is 8.3. So that means that on average, in an average year, their entire stock of an entire store sells 8.3 times. They have to replace it basically every month and a half. Basically, they need to be running through stuff and running out and having new stuff cycle in. Nothing should be more than a month and a half or 2 months old. Otherwise, it gets sold. I used to have a product, a crate maker, that was a good seller for me. I would buy 1,000 of them, and I would sell them, and they sold, 5, 10 units a day. It wasn't a big seller, but 5 to 10 units a day of this like $50 crate maker. And I would sell through them. I'd make a profit, and then I'd order 1,000 more. But it was taking me about 6 months to sell through each order. I think maybe it was 1,500 I was ordering. And I was making profit, but I was tying up my money. That's a 2x turnover ratio. That's ridiculous. So I dropped the product. Even though I was technically on paper making a profit, it's not a good investment because it's taking too long to turn everything over. So what you want to do is you want to actually get your turnover ratio. If you can get it weekly or even monthly, that's ideal. But if you can't do that, then you need to do it whatever you can to get that up. So that's basically what he's saying. So a lot of times you have minimum orders in China of 1,000 units or 500 units or 1,000 units or 2,000 units, and that's what we're doing. And we're bringing 2,000 units over. We're storing some of them in a 3PL. Maybe we're shipping them all into Amazon. But what his solution is, you need to order smaller orders, smaller amounts more often. Now, your supplier might say, "Oh, Kevin, if you don't order 1,000, you only want 500. Ooh, the price is going to be more." But oftentimes in China, that price is like 5 cents or 10 cents. To them, that's a lot of money because they work on thin margins. But to us, 5 or 10 cents, it is a rounding error in interest if we're having to carry this. So sometimes it's worth paying slightly more to actually turn the inventory over faster and not have to pay interest or have to borrow from Peter to pay Paul or whatever you're doing on your business. And so he recommends you place smaller orders, be more flexible. There's companies like SKU there's companies like Portless that will actually ship from China in small amounts. They will store it in China cheaper for you, and then they will ship it over every week. So you could still order 1,000 if that's what you chose to do. You send it to a Chinese warehouse, which their 3PL is way cheaper. And then Portless will actually, if you're doing direct to consumer, they'll send it out to you and it'll get here in 2 to 5 days. SKU will bundle your stuff with other people, and it will actually then arrive every week or every 2 weeks or whatever schedule you want. Automatically ties into to Seller Central, and that means you have less cash held up in inventory. But you're better off. It's kind of counter thinking that to most people, like, oh, I need to get a better price on my product, but you got to factor in all the costs. It's not just the price of the product. There's a lot more costs that are involved. So and you want to reduce the number of times the inventory is handled. Every time it's got to go through another stop along the way, that just adds cost. So a lot of times, if you're confident, you've done testing on your product, you've done all the QCs and everything, and they sent you some samples by error, and you've checked them, then sometimes you can go straight into Amazon. So freight costs often by using a 3PL, it's going to raise your costs because you got to get it to the 3PL, and the 3PL's got to get it into Amazon. It's more stuff. So if you can get to the point where you're confident in the factory and you've got a process where you're approving stuff, where they send you a couple samples by air before it's shipped straight into Amazon. He went into very big detail on this, but which I'm not going to do here. He spent an hour talking about this, but I just want to show you that this is the kind of cool stuff that's not sexy or fun, but it's super, super important when it comes to cash flow. So just as an example, this is a product that he was doing, and he was ordering in bigger amounts. And you can see here that just by ordering in bigger amounts, he was losing, once he factored in all of his costs and his taxes and everything, about $41,000 on this particular product, of sales of $500,000. And then it was a growing product, but he was scaling it up. So if it got to $2 million, it's losing money. But just by changing the way he ordering less and shipping more often, even though he was paying more per unit, he was actually able to change this. Look, the numbers are the same. The sales are 500,000 and 2 million. Nothing changed there. Look, 500,000, 2 million, 500,000, same sales level. But he changed the way he's actually ordering and the way he's shipping, and it turned from a $41,000 loss to a $198,000 profit. That's $240,000 in additional cash, because the negative amount plus the 198 is about $240,000. That is how you make money, knowing this stuff, not just looking at your ACost and tacos and what's your margin from what you're selling the price and all the Amazon fees. You got to do all this other stuff. And if you're not, you're probably not doing very well, and you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. So this is basically what's happened. And as you guys know, there's all kinds of, Amazon keeps raising the fees. The fees are now taking about 55 to 60% of every sale on Amazon. When you add all the fees up, it's about what Amazon takes, their fees and commission. It's significant. Profit margins are dropping. So these are the things that you guys start looking into as competition increase and as everything is changing. And that's kind of what Amazon's forcing us. Like, they're forcing you to be a better operator. You can't be the guy sitting on the beach, just looking at your phone, ding, ding, ding. You got to now be a real business person and really in the weeds, or have someone in the weeds that's watching this stuff. And that's how you make money. And that's how you compete against people that are coming in trying to take your market share. So cash flow is definitely tighter. There's increased cost. You may be working out there, but like, where's the money for me? This is one of the ways you get all this back. And that's what he showed in detail. I just went through the highlights right here, but it's really cool stuff. Some of the strategies he gave is focus on profit and cash flow. Maintain your margins. Don't be always just ready to pull the trigger to lower your price because somebody else did. You got to fix your supply chain, lower the number of days that you're storing inventory, and focus on the winners. Sometimes you got to drop stuff. You got to drop products. There's a lot of bloat right now. Sometimes, usually it's the 80-20 rule. 20% of your products make 80% of your profits. Sometimes you got to get rid of stuff because it's tying up cash, even though it might be profitable. Three biggest drivers of cash flow are the gross profit rate, the growth rate, and the inventory cycle. Those are three metrics, three KPIs, if you want to call them that every single Amazon seller should be paying attention to. All right, number 8. These are 2 proven techniques to make $1 million main image. This is also from Matt, that when he presented the $1 million main image. It's the most important aspect of your listing. That very first image, that main image that they're going to either click to see more, or they're not going to click and they're going to go on to somebody else. That your main image is probably, most people don't spend a lot of time on it. It's maybe 20% of their time or even less. But this main image will contribute more to your bottom line than your price, than your bullet points, than anything else. As long as, if you don't get the main image right, your chances of success on Amazon go down dramatically, unless you just have no competition. And the big mistake is most sellers get a few variations of a picture. They ask some friends, they ask their wife, the neighbor, whatever. They're like, oh, I like that one best. Maybe they use a tool, like PickFu or Helium 10's version, and they get a few ideas, and then, all right, I got the winner. That's what I'm going with, and they never change it. You got to constantly be changing and testing. A lot of people are always say that you always got to be launching because you got to throw enough bricks against the wall. It's just like, I think it's Chad Rubin, actually, again, that he had a LinkedIn post. I think it was yesterday, actually. It's a really good post where he showed, look at Taylor Swift. I forgot the exact number, so I'm making these up. She has, between all of her albums, there's, 150 songs, and 40 something of them have been hits. And then you look at the Beatles, they released 200 songs, and 27 of them were hits, or whatever the number was. So not everything's going to be a hit. And you're always looking for those hits. So even though when you have one hit, maybe it was number 1 on the charts for, Taylor Swift's number 1 on the charts for 5 weeks, but another hit was number 1 on the charts for 12 weeks. You're always looking for that one for 12 weeks. So you're always trying to outdo yourself. And that's where a lot of people, they fail. They do a test, and then that's what they stick with, and that's what's there for the next 5 years. That's not what you want to do. You've got to get creative. You've got to constantly be testing new creatives, trying to one up. They call it the control. So in direct marketing, there's a control letter. So when you send out a letter by physical mail or even by email, there's one that's this is the one that we know always works. It always gets a 3% response. And so we're always trying to beat it. So let's test and see if we can get one that has a 3.2% response. We're always trying to beat it, trying to beat the control. So you establish a baseline, and you're always trying to beat it. It's called the control. So, and this is from him doing after thousands of tests, split tests of main images. Here's what typically works, he says. A tilted image. Put your main image on an angle or a tilt. Straight on product shots in a grid format like this is what everybody does. Nothing really stands out unless you got a bright color or some kind of cool graphic or something. But when you make it different and you put it at a tilt, look, it's at a 45-degree angle. Now look at it. Which one stands out on this page? This one. Here we go. And we change one of them out. Which one does your eye go to first? Not only because of the colors, but also because of the tilt. It's the mill mixer. If you take a look at what everybody else is doing in your category, if someone's already doing this tilt, you do an opposite tilt, or you put something else in the shot that's part of the product, or maybe that mill mixer, you have some of those little treats spilling out onto the ground right in front of it, or something like that. There's all kinds of cool stuff that you can do, and you got to test it. So this is one of the things he says works. Another thing is the sunspot package. The sunspots package is how you make your package a solid bold color. What's typical is when you're shopping, it looks like you're looking into the sun. So look at this shelf on this store, he says. It just looks like you're looking into the sun. It's just a bunch of bright stuff. But if you change the packaging, which one stands out here? That's right, this one right here. Bright, bold colors. Those kind of things is another little trick that he showed that can really make a difference in your products. It's not your packaging. This isn't a grocery store, but your packaging in your shelf space on Amazon is similar to a grocery store. You're trying to stand out in a sea of other people. Number 9, and it's the last one before I get the killer one for you. This is how to use launch tracking and Helium 10 data to absolutely crush your next product launch or relaunch. These guys came on the webinar. I met them actually in Australia at an event down there, and they've created some really cool spreadsheets. They use Helium 10, and then they've built on top of Helium 10 these really cool spreadsheets that work in Excel. And some of the sheets are free, some of them are a small charge, but that's really, really cool. So he came on the Helium 10 Elite, and he showed us how they're using this to really enhance Helium 10 data, to really get to create visibility scores, and to know how they're launching their product. So his technique, I'm just going to buzz through it really quickly, is you want to build a master keyword list. So you use Helium 10 and you build a master list of all your key keywords. It might be 30 words, it might be 100 words, whatever the big, huge master list of your keywords are, using Cerebro, maybe some brand analytics. And then you break those down. So after you have the master keyword list, you're going to segment them by route and buyer intent. So now he's taken this master list of just all these keywords here. He's put them on by route or buyer intent. So portable wine chiller and chiller portable are intent. Wine gift, wine gifts, wine lover gifts, gifts for wine. Similar things are grouped together. So that's what you want to do. Then number 3 is you want to group them based on relevance. So now you're going to group them based on relevance. So see here, they're in like 5 groups. Now here we have 3 groups. So you're putting some of the groups together based on relevance. Because a portable wine chiller could be a great wine gift. Those two could be related to each other, for example. Or a wine tumbler with lids is relative to a wine accessory set, because a lid is basically an accessory. So that's what it means by putting them based on relevance. So you want to have these 3 groups, and then you're going to add some. They have a tool called Launch.Tracker, and you add it to this tool, and then you're going to have 3 different groups in there, and then after the launch, you're going to add all these keywords to Helium 10's keyword tracker and turn on boost on Helium 10. And then after you launch, you're going to go through a process here and where you're going to actually start with phase 1 PPC. You're going to start PPC with a phase 1, and you're going to give it a names. They give them some special names there so they know exactly what it is. Chiller, SPM, K, phase 1, list, portable chiller. So they're very structured data. And then they're running this as a phase 1 PPC. They start getting some traction on that, and then they check their daily KPIs, which this will bring in all the Helium 10 data plus what you're doing, where you're selling from Helium 10, and it puts it in a slightly different format than what Helium 10 gets you, so you can monitor this stuff. It's going to monitor your organic ranking as well, so you can see how your PPC is affecting your organic ranking. And then it's going to come in, and then you're going to do phase 1 of organic ranking and follow it and make modifications as you need to based on all this data in this really nice, cool little format. And then you're going to do phase 2 PPC. So you're going to target with exact match, on target with phase 1 is broad match. Phase 2, you're going to be using exact match. So he walks you through this whole thing. I know I'm going fast here, but I'm just showing you this is what we do in Helium 10 Elite. And he spent an hour on this. I'm spending 3 minutes on it. He spent an hour walking you through the exact steps of this. And then you go through your organic ranking, and then you do phase 3 and beyond. And he breaks down exactly how to do this, how to track it, how to monitor it using Helium 10 and this special add-on tool that they did on top of Helium 10. It's really, really cool stuff. And they crushed it with this. They end up selling their business. He actually is a pilot for Lufthansa Airlines and never quit flying. And he and a partner ran this business on the side and ended up selling it for millions and millions of dollars after like 3 years. It's crazy. And now they're doing it again with some other companies, just having fun. And he's still flying jumbo jets, Airbus jets. I think the A340 for Lufthansa. So this is really cool. It works on launches. It works on relaunches. It helps you find keyword gaps. Just really cool stuff. This is cool stuff that we do in Helium 10 Elite to show you how to really up your game and maximize Helium 10 tools with creative ways that other people out there have invented that add on to Helium 10. So those are some of the things I just want to share with you. Remember, don't go away. Bradley's got a few things to say really quick, and then I'll be back with the final hack, showing you how somebody made over $1 million in 5 days with this one little hack.
Awesome. Now, what our goal is we want to start you on your way to 2x, 3x, or 5x your business, all right? Maybe without this kind of like high price tags. So that's why we've got the Helium 10 Elite program, and we call it monthly online training, and then it's plus this, plus that, plus a million things, all right? So this program is specifically designed to help you guys get the best strategies and tactics that successful Amazon sellers are using right now. Every single one of those things that Kevin just mentioned, those are coming from either what he's doing in his business or from real people out there who are in the weeds, who are in the trenches, getting this stuff done. All right. That's what Elite is all about. Now, these are meant to increase sales, profits, and position your business for a profitable exit. That's what we want to, kind of have as our goal, right? So if you want to crush it with your private label business, this is especially for you. So what does the Helium 10 Elite training includes? You're able to watch everything live. We have also replays of things that you might miss. There's top mentors who are sharing their secrets. All right. He brings in the best of the best. Now, this is not what you would hear on the AM/PM podcast or Serious Sellers podcast. This is high level. A lot of it kind of like secret behind the scenes strategies that you are going to have. It's a very similar. It is like literally every single thing that Kevin has talked about today is coming from our Helium 10 Elite program. All right. These are the strategies that $1 million sellers are using to run their Amazon businesses. But again, you're wondering what's the price? We're not talking about a $50,000 Kevin King training. We're not talking about $10,000 $1 billion seller summit. Again, both of which are very valid, right? We're not talking about a $5,000 per hour Kevin King coaching call. And he also gives fashion advice. As you can see, he's looking very dapper there in the image. The price for the Helium 10 Elite program, it's only $99 a month, guys. That's it. If you've got the diamond plan, you can just add this on for $99. It used to be $399 as a separate plan. It's not a separate plan anymore. You have a diamond plan. That's all you need. And you can just add on Helium 10 Elite for $99 a month. So again, if you're trying to get to 6, 7, 8 figures, or maybe you're already there, you just want to go to that next number, you're looking to discover strategies and tactics to outrank and outsell your competitors, maybe you want to expand to other foreign marketplaces, you're looking to get in a Walmart, TikTok shop, things like that. You want to improve your PPC results. You're just looking to make more profit, especially in this day and age when it seems like we have less and less profit on Amazon. You need to join now. But it gets better, all right? I'm not changing the price or anything, but just so you know, it's not just about these monthly trainings that I talked about, right? We also have a monthly roundtable mastermind with the King, Kevin, all right? This is a Zoom call, not like this where you guys can only talk to me and I can't see your picture or anything. This is a Zoom where everybody's on together, a regular Zoom call with Kevin where you can ask him anything you want with other Elite members as well. Once a month, we have that. The next bonus, you can actually have one-on-one calls with the Helium 10 evangelist, myself, Carrie, or Shivali. All right, you can add, like I just got on the call yesterday. Somebody was asking me to like break down one of their listings. I was on a call a couple weeks ago. They wanted me to help them set up their PPC campaigns. People book Carrie to get help with their Walmart. Shivali just had a successful launch during Q4 where she sold a brand new product for $50,000 of it in just a couple of weeks. So you guys can actually book calls with us privately, one-on-one, once a month as part of this Elite program. All right. So that's for some of it worth it in itself to be able to have that one-on-one help, because maybe you do appreciate those Zoom calls I was mentioning, but you maybe don't want to give your product out even in a private group setting, but hey, you can do it on a one-on-one basis with either myself, Carrie, or Shivali. All right. Again, this is only $99 a month. It's like about $3, a little over $3 per day. It's pennies, guys. It's crazy, right? Now just think about it. Do the math, guys. If you just learn one tactic in one of these calls or one of these trainings, it helps you get 1 to 2 extra sales a day. That not only is paying for your Elite membership, it's paying for your probably entire Helium 10 membership just by learning 1 or 2 strategies that could help you get 1 or 2 extra sales a day. All right. So it's definitely worth it, in my opinion, this $99 a month plan. If you guys are interested in joining, just go to h10.me/elite, h10.me/elite. You'll have the page where you can go ahead and you'll first need to upgrade to Diamond if you don't have a Diamond plan. But if you got a Diamond plan, all you have to do is just go ahead and add the Elite part to your membership. There's other bonuses that we're giving too. You get early access to Helium 10 software, sometimes a year before anybody else does. Diamond members now have that Helium 10 historical Cerebro. Elite members have had that for 2 years. All right. There's a couple things that Elite members just are getting this week that nobody else in Helium 10 has. Like I bet you nobody in this room has seen this screenshot. This is a special new tool that only Elite members have right now. It's called Product Launchpad. You can start your product research projects. You put in your keywords, you put in the products, and it's going to aggregate all the data from this niche. And then it's going to use AI to kind of let you know, give you summaries of it. Say like, hey, what are the trends? Hey, the trends are going up. It's going down on Google. Hey, the profitability is a little bit iffy. Hey, well, here's the future market predictions, and it's going to give you assessments based on AI, based on all this data. This is available to elite members. We've got a new AI review sentiment tool that's going to be available only to elite members for right now, where you throw in a whole bunch of listings or maybe just one or two of your main competitors. It's going to talk about the top mentioned aspects in the reviews and give you analysis on kind of like this flow chart on where these positive and negative reviews are going on. It's going to tell you what impact some of these topics of the review have on the overall score. It's going to go deep, guys. You want access to it? Well, you actually have to kind of be an elite member if you want to be able to have access to that. Another bonus is weekly networking Zoom calls with elite members. So I mentioned that Kevin King hops on once a month. Well, the rest of the weeks, every single week, the Helium 10 evangelists are getting together with, 10, 15, 20, 25, sometimes 30 elite members. And we're just all talking to each other. Hey, what's going on? Hey, how are you guys managing the new, inventory fees? What are you guys doing? There's one member a while back who, told me one little tip that he learned on one of these weekly calls netted him almost $10,000 for the year. It was back when there was a subscribe and save, and he didn't realize the subscribe and save rule had changed. And somebody told him about that change, and it would have saved him $1 per order, and he sells 10,000 units a year of this product. Gave him $10,000 in the bank just listening to one strategy on this call. Next bonus is a private members only Facebook group. All right, so you can go ahead and go in this Facebook group. It's obviously open 24 hours a day. You can ask myself or any other elite member any question you might have. Talk about your wins and losses. It's great for networking there. Only elite members have access to this Facebook group. Only a couple more bonuses here, just so you guys can have a clear picture on the whole program. We also have quarterly in-person workshops for elite members. All right, so the other stuff that I mentioned was virtual, online. We actually 4 times a year bring elite members together, those who want to attend, and we have an in-person workshop all-day training. Here are some pictures of previous ones. Kevin himself sometimes comes and teaches at them. Here's the one that we just had a couple months ago, or last month, actually, in Germany. We did our first one in Germany, and this was crazy. Like, we had some crazy advanced strategies talk about. Some of the strategies that Kevin talked about today was dropped at this elite workshop, like the Amazon Comprehend one. You guys will be able to get a replay of this. Those who sign up for Elite this week will get a replay of this 7-hour workshop that we had in Germany. And the very next one is coming up in next month, or in May, I should say. It'll be in Spain, Madrid, Spain, in May 28th is the date. And last, you guys want to go to the $1 Billion Seller Summit in Hawaii? You're going to get $1,000 off. All right, those who sign up for Elite, you get $1,000 off. That's straight from Kevin, is hooking you guys up with $1,000 off the next $1 Billion Seller Summit. So there's 7 awesome bonuses there, guys, all for only $99 a month if you've got the Diamond plan. So if you're interested, just head on over there right now, right before we get into Kevin's last hack, h10.me/elite. Let's go ahead now, and hopefully Kevin is back with us. Kevin, you there?
I'm here.
We want that bonus hack number 10.
All right, let's do it. How would you like to have a $1 million holiday weekend with just one product, one SKU? Or maybe it doesn't even have to be a holiday weekend, but holiday weekends especially, Prime Day, Easter Day, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Spring Sale Day, whatever, any kind of holiday thing that you can market around. Amazon often doesn't let you use those words. You can't put Cyber Monday special or something in your title for Cyber Monday. Amazon doesn't like that. You can't deliberately put it in there. But what if I could show you a way to actually get those phrases like Black Friday deal in your title, or even other search terms like best Mother's Day or best Christmas gift? Now, you don't want to do anything illegal here, nothing, like this. But if you want to get one of these titles, because people are searching for this stuff, and if you want to get that into your title and you put that in your listing, Amazon's going to strip it back out. I'm not talking about doing any black hat stuff. I'm not talking about doing any crazy stuff. I'm just talking about using Amazon's system to do this. Do you think that would be a competitive advantage? Let me see some people type that into the chat. Do you think if you could actually put some of these types of keywords, best Mother's Day gift or something into your title and have it stick during Mother's Day weekend, do you think you could clean up? I know you can because the person that showed me this did it and made over $1 million in a single weekend on Mother's Day. Actually, it wasn't even Cyber Monday. I know a couple other people. One of the speakers that spoke at the Helium 10 Elite event in Germany a couple months ago actually does this, and it's done very, very well with it. But here's how it works. Now, this is a loophole, so Amazon might plug this. So I'm not going to guarantee how long this will work, and you want to avoid any kind of issue like with suppression. This is not going to get your account canceled or something like that because this is all within. You're not doing anything illegal or black hat or anything here. But I would test it on a SKU first just to see if it's working on your account because maybe it doesn't work on your account for some reason. Test it on a smaller SKU first just to make sure it actually works before you actually roll it out to everything. So that's just two tips there just to make sure, stick your toe in before you dive in. Here's what happens. Amazon automatically strips out prohibited words in your title and condenses the rest of the remaining words. For example, if you use the word Mother's Day gift, Amazon doesn't like you putting that in your title. They say we don't like this. So if you type in a title, for example, coffee mug dash Mother's Day gift for mom, Amazon is going to reduce that. What's in yellow there, because they don't like those three words next to each other, they're going to reduce that to just coffee mug dash for mom. That's how it's going to show up on your listing. They're just going to their system automatically just strips it out. But to get around that, what you can do is you can nest the forbidden phrase within a split of the prohibited word phrase in your title. You're like, Kevin, what the hell did you just say? You just spoke some other language. Can you say that again? No, why don't I just show you exactly what that means? For example, Amazon will make coffee mug like Mother's Day gift for mom become coffee mug Mother's Day gift for mom. You see how I nested it? It's coffee mug dash mothers and then repeat Mother's Day gift. And you see they're going to take the phrase out, the exact phrase out and condense the rest of it together. And once they do that, then you're going to have that keyword in your title. You're going to get extra juice off it. People are going to be looking at it and your conversions should go up and your sales should go up. So that's a pretty cool little trick that's working right now. I don't know how long this is going to work. I don't know who's watching this. But this is the kind of stuff that we talk about and we share in the different talks, and you'll see in Helium 10 Elite. So this kind of cool stuff. I hope you're considering joining us in Helium 10 Elite because it's way cool. So that's what I got for you, Bradley.
I said we would have some time for some Q&A, so let's maybe do some, Kevin, for about 4 or 5 minutes here. All right, guys. So any questions about any of the topics that we had today or about the Elite program?
I see a lot of questions about should you be profitable while launching your product and how do you manage inventory when you're starting out? Those are all great questions for Freedom Ticket. So if you're a Helium 10 Elite member, I would encourage you to go look at, you have access, it's no additional charge to Freedom Ticket. There should be a button up on the top of the screen somewhere when you log into your Helium 10 account that says Freedom Ticket. And there's a brand new version, or if you want to wait a couple weeks, there's a brand new version about to come out where we shortened it. The old Freedom Ticket was like 60 some odd modules. And, it's a lot to go through. So we actually reorganized it in a way that's still the same great content, but you can get through it in a weekend now if you sit down and just devote a weekend. So and we got it's all updated and everything. It's really, really cool. I think people are going to really like it, but that's where you'll find out that kind of stuff.
Ishan says, for that number points image, should that be the second image?
Yes, you want to make that your second, if at all possible. If you're not doing, there's another hack where you can make a video your second image. So if you don't have the video in the second spot, instead of the seventh spot, then you want to put that in your second image.
Okay. Somebody's saying, is there a discount for the diamond plan? So yes. So if you guys want to save 10% off for life on the diamond plan, again, this is not Elite, doesn't apply to Elite, but just the diamond plan, and you've never used a coupon before, or at least in the last year, or you want to save 20% off of 6 months, use the code SSP SSP, like Serious Sellers Podcast, SSP 20 or SSP 10. SSP 20 is only 6 months. I wouldn't recommend that. I recommend that SSP 10 because that's 10% off for life if you've never used a coupon before and you upgrade to the Diamond plan. What about intellectual property for AI photos? Any comments on that?
Yeah, well, technically, if you read the terms of service of ChatGPT or any of these tools, Gemini or whoever you're using, Bard or whatever you may be using, they all say that they own the rights. You don't own the rights. So, and the Copyright Office, the U.S. Copyright and Trademark Office, has said you cannot get a copyright on an AI image. So right now, anything that you put out there, you're basically donating to the public. So there are ways to actually do stuff offline. There are software tools and APIs where you can have some security. If you have the paid version of ChatGPT, they have that for businesses where you can like wall off some of the stuff. But basically anything that you create on most of these platforms, unless you're doing a few of these things, you're donating it to society.
Number one, I want you guys to all implement at least 2, if not 3, of what we went over today. And the second thing is, hey, you want to keep getting wowed like this every week, if not every month at least. You can do this. This is what we do in the Helium 10 Elite program. So imagine if you're wowed by this stuff right now and you're blown away. Imagine getting blown away every other week, on the monthly roundtable or the monthly training. You want to be blown away like that? Join Helium 10 Elite. So again, h10.me/elite. If you have any trouble at all signing up, just reach out to the 24/7 customer service and they'll definitely be able to help you. So Kevin, thanks a lot for coming on here. We'll have you back to talk about the new Freedom Ticket program once it comes out, but appreciate the hard work that went to do these 187 slides. If you guys weren't counting, that's how many it was. So appreciate the hard work there, Kevin.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you guys later.